Thanks so much, AJ. 6:43 as we continue our conversation with the Erie County Library's Rachel Stevenson about the popular books to read here in 2024, book trends, as folks make that New Year's resolution to read a little bit more.
Yeah, it's interesting the different genres that sort of peak, and I always think it's interesting how books inspire TV, but apparently TV can inspire books too.
Yeah, so there are two big trends right now that are going on, and one of them is Bridgerton, which started as a book series and then became a huge Netflix show, and everybody is gearing up for season 3. And it kind of inspired a bunch of Regency books to come out again, which were very popular in the 80s and 90s, but they're starting.
Long ago.
Yeah, so they're starting to become popular even again. And romance is the best-selling genre out there, and Regency romance is the best-selling romance genre out there. So this is part of the Vow series. But Susan Elaine, who wrote Mr. Malcolm's List, which was turned into a movie also by Netflix, has a new book coming out, The Ladies Rewrite the Rules. So that should be interesting. And I expect more of these to come out as well. I think The Gilded Age, which is so popular and has just been renewed for season 3, is also going to strike a lot of books that are going to start coming out. One of those is The Wharton Plot, in which we see Edith Wharton, the queen of the Gilded Age. She is going to become a detective for that, and I think that's going to be very interesting to read. Daisy Goodwin also has a book that's not about the Gilded Age or Regency time periods, but it is about the opera. It's about opera singer Maria Callas, and I think it'll be very interesting. Daisy Goodwin did a take on Consuelo Vanderbilt several years ago, so it'll be interesting to see what her take on Callas is. So I think that'll be good.
I don't know how many people are making their reading list right now, but I've got several in mind already.
Should have brought a pen, right, to take some notes. One of the trends I noticed in your notes, Rachel, is kind of a combination of romance and fantasy. Romantasy, talk about that genre.
Romantasy. So one of the big authors in Romantasy is Jennifer Armentrout. And these books kind of started as young adult books and are now moving into the adult area. They are combinations where you have a heavy romance story, but also heavy fantasy with dragons and fairies and queens and things like that going on. It's a big trend. Sarah Moss writes in this area. Everybody knows about her, so it's gonna continue being a big thing. So expect more dragons and love stories in 2024.
So interesting. And of course, you can visit the Erie County Public Library if you want to learn more and see what kind of books are trending now that are from years ago or right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the folks at the Public Library can certainly help out with that. And Rachel, we appreciate your time and advice, giving us some great ideas on what to read.
I do want to plug one more book that I'm really looking forward to, just because it's an election year. Political satire, I think, is going to be big. And Jasper Fforde is coming out with a sequel to his book Shades of Grey called Red Side Story. And basically, your status in the world is based on how you see color. So it's a very interesting book, very timely. Very timely. People are starting to question the status quo in the book and things like that, and I think it'll be very interesting. And Shades of Grey was published in 2009, so the fact that he finally got a sequel in 2024 speaks to how important what Shades of Grey had to say and what Red Side Story has to say right now.
Excellent.
Thank you, Rachel.
I appreciate it. Again, some great ideas on what to read here in 2024. Thanks to Rachel and everybody at the County Library for helping us out with that. Coming up on Erie News Now Sunrise, protests